Kanye West, I feel, is doing this self-sabotage on purpose. In the strangest way. Yes, I do believe there is some issues going on health-wise, psychologically. But we have to be honest. That Drink Champs interview was really, really, really horrendous. And whoever is his manager, his PR team, they was not supposed to allow him to be on a show where he could say whatever he want, especially with the aid of certain, let's say, vices that would really enrage his rhetoric and his feelings towards groups of people that he has spoken ill of in the past. Hey everyone, I'm back. Like I said, I'm Red. And I have to say, Kanye West of 2022 is totally different from the Kanye West of 2004. It's really interesting that it's 18 years later, and I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember 2004. I remember when Kanye West dropped The College Dropout. I remember it was February. I had taken a break, my first break from college, the winter or spring of 2004. I did nothing. I didn't go to college. I didn't attend college that semester, nor did I work. I was just at home, and I was 20 years old, and I was really hitting the pavement looking for work. And I felt pretty much down because I said to myself, I didn't think this ever happened to me. I'm a sophomore. And look at this. Look at this. I can't even get a job. And at the time, I had about, in college credits, I believe I had about 42 college credits, I believe at the time, 42 college credits. And I said, I can't even get a job. I can't even get hired. I said, oh, hell no. I can't even fold clothes. I can't even work at a pharmacy store. I said, this is bogus. So at the time, a couple of months prior to College Dropout, my friend was talking about Kanye this and Kanye that. And there was a song called, I forgot what it was called, but I like that song. Not Through the Wire, but the one with him, Jamie Foxx, and Twista. That was my jam. And to me, I felt like his voice was so fresh. So when I hear what I hear from him, slow jams. Oh, I love slow jams. You know, but Twista made that song really hot. We got to give it to him. Twista made that song hot. And, you know, nobody ever asked Twista what is his opinion about Kanye West. Because Twista's comeback was slow jams. And Kanye was introduced to us as on a massive level through slow jams. And they're both from Chicago. And I always wanted to know, how did he feel? But anyway, I mentioned that 2004 period because that to me is the Kanye West that we all fell in love with. The whole College Dropout series. If you are a Kanye West fan, there's no way you can deny the brilliance and the genius of College Dropout. It's a phenomenal album. It's a phenomenal piece of art. Hands down. But this Kanye, he's not it. And the Drink Champs interview solidified it. Now, I'm going to go into a lot of what I saw because I stopped at 3 hours. First of all, he kept going back and forth talking about a particular group that I'm not going to say. And he talked about them, and he talked about how they do not allow Black people to assume large amounts of wealth. Only one out of a group are picked to be on the top, and everyone is left behind. But when one of them do something bad, then the whole group is looked bad upon. But another thing that he did say that I thought was very telling with him was that he said, I don't hate them, but I'm jealous of them. And Nori laughed. I didn't laugh at that because it reminded me of what I learned about in high school. There was one man who was jealous of them in history, and he ended up committing crimes against humanity towards them. I'm not going to say his name, but you got to know who it is. So I thought that statement was so serious in itself. Now, did Kanye West make some good points? Yes, he did. But the problem is, he's not speaking for Black people when he's speaking out. He's speaking for himself, and he's pandering to the alt-right group, the MAGA crowd. I believe that this tantrum and this whole thing of the DEF CON has to do with the fact that there was something that Kanye wanted to do, and he was told he couldn't do it. And I believe it has to do with the fashion, with Balenciaga and the Gap. It was horrible. Kanye West, I don't know what his penchant is with homeless people, but homeless people are not they shouldn't be toyed upon, especially when it comes to fashion. How they dress is because of a result of economic poverty. Why are you selling bleached out sweaters, holes in the clothes at the Gap? And you worked at the Gap. Like I worked for Gap Inc. We both are Gap Inc. alumni, Kanye. Why would you do that? You know what the Gap stands for, and that ain't it. Why do you want to push this bum-ass attire? I don't understand it. Because how we are as Black people, we don't dress like that. Okay? Not even the people who are the Blacks that are into rock music dress like that. That was some psychotic apocalypse, dystopian style fashion. And I believe they probably told him, Kanye, this ain't it. And he probably wanted to do it. And they probably said no. And it probably could have been a whole bunch of people from a particular ethnic group that said no. And now he wants to go in on them because they told him no. Instead of saying yes, they said no. And this is what I believe the root of the problem is. But here's the thing, and we have to understand this. People have said since his mom passed away, Kanye hasn't been right. It has been years. I'm not going to say no entirely, but what I am going to say is not an excuse. He's a father now. He has a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 3-year-old. He's a father. He has 4 kids to take care of. Then he goes in on Kim as a Christian and her family, her ties to the Clintons. Then he talked about George Floyd, and I'm going to talk about that separately because the $250 million lawsuit, I have my opinions on that. But what I did gather from the Drink Champs interview is that Kanye is doing this on purpose to make a political statement. And I think that he feels that it's okay to do so because he has money. And he's worth $11 billion, but he has $121 million in his bank account. Okay, so he said $11 billion. He's worth $2 billion. Kim Kardashian's worth 1.4. No, 1.8. Rihanna's worth 1.4. Jay-Z is worth 1.3. Wow, that's interesting. So anyway, I feel that he needs to really think about what he's doing because he has children. He has children. And they need their mother and their father. And with that being said, I want to say one more thing. The Drink Champs interview was pulled, and rightfully so. And I believe they pulled it because they don't want to be sued. But the problem is people have downloaded it, and you can also see it still on YouTube. And I think that regardless, there's nothing that they can escape. They're going to get hit with some sanctions also. And with that being said, I'm signing off. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day.